Dasa-Dhamma-Sutta, and this is recollections that the Buddha recommend to the monk to chant very often, to think about 10 things that the monk should think very often about it. It's the page 32, page 32. In the bracket is number 16. Okay, it's called Dasa-Dhamma-Sutta, but instead recommend reflections for monks. Okay, and this is actually taken from the from Sutta. It's called Papajita Apinha Sutta, and this is Papajita. It means monk. It's someone that lived at home, someone that he left the home and he became a monk. This means Papajita. And then Apinha, this is mean habit or continuously. It means that Papaji, you have to do this very often, this kind of 10 things. Okay? And this is coming from Anguttara Nikaya. Anguttara Nikaya, it's numerical discourse, because the books of the Buddhism, there is sutta, which is the short, there is the middle, there is the long. Okay, it's books that contain the short discourses. There is a book which contains the long discourses, and there is one book which contains the numerical. It means sutta or teaching, which is have inside like numbers, like 3 things. The Buddha said 3 things you should worship, for example, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Okay, 5 things you should not do, 5 precepts. Okay, things like this. This is just example. It's not exactly taken from there, but it's just example. So in this case, we are talking about 10. It means that this is in the numerical course book. It will be in the number 10. Okay, because it's contain 10 things that we should not, the monk should think about. Okay, that's why it will be on 10. So it means Anguttara Nikaya, number 10. Okay, and every like for example 3. So you have few sutta about 3. 4, you have few sutta about 4. In this case, it's the sutta number 48. So Anguttara Nikaya 10, number the sutta is 48 in the, okay. And like I said, this is actually 10 things that the Buddha has said the monk have to think about this very often. There is another sutta that it's about 5 things that the Buddha recommends. They are very similar to each other, but there is some difference. That's why I want to mention the other sutta also. The other sutta is talking about 5 things that the Buddha recommends to the monk, men, women, okay, bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, and also lay people, men and women. This is about 5. So it will be also in Anguttara Nikaya, but number 5. So it will be Anguttara Nikaya number 5. This is the sutta number 57. Okay, and this called Apina Pachaveka Tipa Tana Sutta. And this is again Apina, it's habit, and Pachaveka, it's recollection. When you think about something, it's called Pachaveka. So it means this is something that very often the monk and lay people follow the Buddhism or the following the Dharma, they have to think about. And when do they think, why the Buddha recommend the monk and the lay people to think about this kind of subject that I'm going to mention? Because they are helpful for us to walk on the Dharma. They will help us, they encourage us. There is many quality of this kind of recollections to go to in the Dharma, to be to get out from suffering and to be more happy. So first I will talk about this, the 5, the Buddha, what he recommend about the 5. And after this, I will talk about the sutta that we chant today. This is the Dasa. Dasa, it means 10. Okay, this is what we were chanting today. What is the 5 things that Buddha recommend to the lay people, men, women, monks and monks women to think about very often. It's one of them. I'm a subject to get old, okay? To grow up, to grow, aging, and to get old. This is one thing that the Buddha says. You have to think about this. You will not stay young forever. Second thing, I'm a subject to be sick. Everybody have to be sick. It's not for granted that we are healthy. I am a subject to die. Everybody have to die. I myself have to die, and other people will die close to me, relative to me. So the four things the Buddha say, all what is dear and love to me, all what I love and all the dear to me, yeah, it will change, it will disappear. It will not stay forever. Everybody have to think about it. Nothing will stay forever. Whatever people, whatever I have, I don't know, money or wealth or position, everything has to disappear. And the fifth thing that the Buddha recommend to the people is to think about, I am the owner of my deeds. Whatever I'm doing, I'm the owner of it. I am the heir of this. This will be heritage for me. Okay? I born for my deeds. Whatever I'm doing, this is what brings me new life. I related to my deeds. My deeds, they are my refuge. I'm the heir of the good and the bad that I'm doing. So when we are thinking about this kind of things, actually we are taking responsibility about what we are doing. Okay? And the Buddha used the words of heir, of heritage, because he said that when people dying, they will not take with them anything to the next life. Only two things they will take with them. Something like two things that slip from one life to another life with us. This is our karma, our deeds, and our anusaya, our characteristics. So this is the two things that people carry with them from one life to another life. That's why you see two children, even twins, when they're born, they have different characters. And also some of them, they will be very successful, very beautiful, whatever, and the other one will not be successful, not be, whatever he do, whatever he touch will not be success. This is the karma. The habit of the characters of the person, this is what we call in Pali anusaya. So these two elements, the anusaya and the karma, this is the two things that the people carry from one life to another life. That's why the Buddha used here, you are the heir of your deeds. Something like whatever you do, you will carry this with you. Nobody will carry this with them. Nobody will take it. You cannot influence other people by your karma, by your action. This is your action. So then, like I said, these two sutta, what I'm going to talk about, they are very, very similar, but there is difference. And this sutta of the five, they are also to the ordinary people, also to the monk. And the sutta about the 10 that we were just chanting today, it's for monks and for lay people. But when they are also recollecting about it, when they're also thinking about it, it give them like encourage them to go on the Dharma also, even they are not a monk, they don't loyal to all this 10 things. So when they are thinking about these 5 things, it's encourage them to do good and not to do bad. It's encourage them to go into the Sila Samadhi Panya, which is the Eightfold Path. Okay? When people thinking, oh, I'm not living forever. Okay, I'm not. It's encourage them to keep on the Dharma, not to waste the time. If you look at these 5 recommendations, you can see that Buddha talk about the dukkha. And also in the first sutta that the Buddha talk, Okay, the first teaching, the Buddha talked about uh, the noble truth of the dukkha, of suffering. And in the noble truth of the suffering, he say, birth is the suffering, aging is the suffering, dying is the suffering. Okay, so now actually he repeats the same things. So we talk about three kinds of suffering. We have three kinds of suffering. The first kind of suffering that the Buddha mentioned, it's we call dukkha dukkata. It's the dukkha which come, the suffering. Dukkha is the suffering which come because we are not getting what we want, or we're getting what we don't want. Okay, so this is actually the most of the suffering coming from this idea. That's why aging is suffering, dying is suffering. We don't. People want to have a house somewhere, they cannot get it. Okay, they want to have baby boy, maybe girl comes. They want to have girl, the boy comes. Sometimes they don't want children, the children. So most of the suffering will come from this, that they don't get what they want, or they get what they don't want. So this is in Pali we call dukkha dukkata. So this is what the Buddha mentioned actually about this recollection. When you think about this, you can see, like you say, the deer for you will separate or whatever. And then the second dukkha, it's parinama dukkha. The meaning of parinama dukkha, it means when the good things will finish. And this is because of the anicca, because of the anicca. So we say even weekend. Why? Weekend is very nice. People like to have. Why you say everything is suffering? The problem with the weekend is the weekend is finishing. Then we have to go to work. Holiday is finishing. We have to come back to our normal life. So that's why good relationship is suffering, because they will finish. Even I get a new car, I'm very happy or whatever, and then this car will maybe broken or so whatever I will have, and because it's impermanent, so that's why we call it dukkha. And this is in Pali we say viparinama dukkha. It means the suffering that's created because the thing is finishing, the thing is changing, let's say. And then the third kind of dukkha, it's dukkha that come because of, it's called sankara dukkha. It's because our characteristics. We have anger, we have worry, we have doubt, we have lazy, we have craving. All these things, when we experience them, then we experience dukkha. We experience suffering. So this is coming because of our own emotion. So this is the third kind of dukkha that we have. And then the Buddha said you should recollect about this. When you recollect about these three kinds of elements, five kind of things that you have to recollect. Actually, you recollect about all the kind of dukkha that you have. So you see anicca, dukkha, and anatta. You can see everything changing. So it's kind of wisdom also. And other things that when you are recollecting about this, you remember about the karma. You remember about karma, you're learning to take responsibility about what you're doing. You should not blame other people about whatever. Okay? Everyone is depend on themselves, the Buddha says. Atayatanonato, the Buddha says. Everyone depend on himself. Whatever you will do, it will be your own, it will come to you. So if something bad happened to you, normally what will happen to us, if someone steal from me or someone hurt me or someone whatever do to me, speak not nice, immediately I blame him. He's very bad, he do to me like this. So we have many enemies. Many people are hurting us, doing not nice things to us. But we don't know that actually this is coming because what we have done. Okay? So when the Buddha says when you are the owner of your deeds, you think about this. So it's not only that you are learning not to do bad and to do good. You also, if someone hurting you, you're learning to forget and forgive them, not to take revenge, to keep the anger. Another thing is in this kind of two recollection, it's coming to keep the sangha. They keep the sangha, the sangha will not break. The Buddha said that the Buddhism will destroy in the life, in the world, after some time, only because of the monks. When the monks will not break, when the monk not keep precept anymore. So when the monk will go out of the Dharma, okay, then the Buddhism will drop down in the world. Yeah. So when the monk is recollecting about these 10 things, and inside them there is these 5 things, they will not, they will try to keep the precept, they try to stay in the good way. Okay? So this is something like that, it's equal to the both of the sutta with the 5 and the sutta with the 10. Now I go more deep on the sutta with the 10. This is the sutta that we chant today. So the recollection is, we have 10 things that the monk have to recollect. The first one, I left the life of the caste. I left the life of the social groups, because normally in India, if you look, this is the first things that the monk has to recollect. In the moment that he became a monk, there is no any groups, any social, there is no any classes. In the time of the Buddha, it was 4 classes. It was the warrior, okay, kshatriya, I think they call it. This is the kings and the warrior or whatever. There is the merchant, okay? This is the people selling or making businessmen like Anathapindika. There is the Brahmin. Brahmin, it's the holy people making ceremony. Someone died, they go to make ceremony. Someone buy new house, they make ceremony. They know how to sacrifice, they do all these things. Yeah, like religion people. And there is the people which is worker. So it's different caste, different level. But I would say in the moment that people coming to be monks, they don't belong anymore to caste. They are equal. All the monks is equal. They are now belong to one which is Shakya Muni, because the Buddha come from the Shakya. They say now you are coming, you are Buddhist monk, you are not anymore with classes. There is no anymore Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or whatever you are. No, you are now monk. You don't belong to any caste. The Buddha give example. They say all the river, whatever they are coming from, it doesn't matter which river they will come. All the water they come together. Where they go? To the ocean. One ocean only. Nirvana only. There is no different. Also, people they work in different kind. Maybe they was very nobody want to look at them. They were so low in the society. When they became a monk, yeah, they equal to everybody. There is only one things that when the monk became, they know to respect each other. That's why they give respect to the seniority according to how many years you are a monk. But it's not that there is a difference or something. So this is the first things that the monk have to recollect about it, to think about it. There is no any caste anymore. There is no any social groups. Second things that the monk have to recollect, my life now depends physically on other people. This is why the monk called bhikkhu. The monk called bhikkhu because the Buddha, he didn't give him permission to manage himself physically alone. He don't allow it, even if he's not eating much, or he can collect for himself food on the forest or whatever, plenty food, he can go, he can find a little nuts, some things, fruits fell down, eat. No, the Buddha say you don't allow to do it. You will be dependent on the people. Because if you will be separate from the people, you go alone, you don't meet the people will not be able to meet the Buddha religion. They cannot see the idea of what the Buddha teaching. So also they cannot make merit because you are purifying yourself. You have good quality for people to make merit, to make offering for you. And if you will go to the jungle, you'll be alone in the cave or whatever, even you can do with the concentration, you can manage. But what will be the people? They cannot make merit, and they cannot expose to the something like you are egoist. So the Buddha, he make the monk living out of alms food. He go and make the people making charity. It's not that the monk is beggars, okay? You do this, even go barefoot on the street, give the people the opportunity, go, sometimes the monk going from one house to another house. Standing, even people they don't offer, but he still give them the chance. Okay, so these actions of alms giving called bika. That's why the title of the monk is bhikkhu. In Thailand, maybe you know the name Phra, because the Thai people cannot say bhikkhu, so they say Phra. Okay? So that's why it's come Phra to the monk in Thailand. But the origin is from Pali bhikkhu, because the someone which is living from alms. Okay. So when the monk is recollecting about the about the this that people give him, he know that the people not give him only the food, they also give him the robes. The monks getting from the people place, from the people medicine. Okay, so the monk is not working. He's not making business. Also with the Dharma, he's not making business. He's not working. He's not earning money. He's, for example, there is one story about one man that his name was Kasi Bharadvaja. He was Brahmin. Brahmin people, they make ceremonies, they make religion things to the king. The king didn't support them. Or rich people, they support them because they make for them different ceremony to respect the house, to give good energy or whatever. They became millionaires sometimes, these religion people. Same like the priest in the church or whatever, okay? So this Kasi Bharadvaja was very, very millionaire, very rich. And the Buddha, he walked nearby. He had fields. He had many fields, grow up different things there. So the Buddha used to go and stand in the front of the house. So one time, it was on the time when the people collecting all the food from the field, okay, harvest. So a lot of food, and they make ceremony about this, they collect the food. The Buddha stand out, and then Kasi Bharadvaja start to shout at the Buddha, I'm working, I'm earning, I have all this food because I work. You are not worker. You are just beggars. Don't come here. Go away. So the Buddha say, I'm also working. So you say, I don't see any, like a tractor, I don't see any machine, I don't see anything. What you say that you are working. So the Buddha say, oh, and then Buddha start to tell him, my effort is the petrol, my concentration is this, right? Mindfulness, and I'm taking the fruit of the Dharma, of the real happiness, of the Nirvana. It's about, this is not exactly, I'm not saying exactly the way that the Buddha, the Sutta is mentioned, but it's the idea. And then Kasi Bharadvaja was hearing this kind of talk of the Buddha. He was so impressed. He said, wow, come, great man, come, I give you food. So the Buddha said, no, I'm not collecting food for arguing. This is not the way for the Buddha to take food after you have to argue with people, conversation with people. Tomorrow you do whatever you want, but today I will not be able to take from you the food. The Buddha turn and go. You see, even by talking, the monk is not actually making business. Okay. So that's why the monk, you have to recollect about, to think about this, that these four things that have in. What is these four things that you have? Food, medicine, clothing, and place. And the monk have to do every morning. Yeah. Pati Sankhya Yoniso Pointapatan, it means reflection about the food that I'm going to eat. In the evening, Ajamaya Pachawe Kitapa. This is what we chant today this evening. It means I reflect about the food that I was eating today. And also in the time that we are eating, also we're making reflection. It's when we do a reflection in the morning about these four requisites, what we are using. Like I said, medicine, starting with clothes, okay? This is Jivarang, we say. The clothing, the food, the place that we are staying, and the medicine. We don't take it for granted. Okay, we know to appreciate it. We're thinking about it, so we are also mindful about this that we are using it. Okay, so the monk have to do the recollection about them in the morning, have to do in the evening, when the day finish, and also we have to do when using it. Even when you come to dress the clothes, the robes, you have to recollect it before. I know about Ajahn used to recollect about before he put on himself the robe, he also used to do his Pat Sankayon. Okay, something like recollection. If we talk about it, the Buddha, the monk don't have work. His duty is to spread the Dharma. He's practicing, achieving the nirvana, cleaning his own mind, and when people asking him, he should give to other people the Dharma. So this is the second thing, what the monk have to recollect. You see, this is not relevant to normal people, to the ordinary people. It's only for the monks. That's why I say. But in the second sutta, when there is 5, this is also ordinary people. So now the third thing, I have to change the way of my behavior. The monk have to do that because I became a monk. My duty is to change my behavior. Normally people, they just walk. They do whatever they want. They are eating when they are walking, okay? Sometimes they're sitting on the table, they're eating, they're talking to them. The monk have to change it. The monk should not do this. And when he dressed the robe many times is reminding him about his behavior. He should behave in the good way. He should not just running, okay? Not jumping, not dancing. He should walk very careful. He have to be mindful about his thinking, speaking, and acting. How we speak, how we acting, how we speaking. Okay? He have to move slowly. Okay? The monk actually have a precept. He should not eat or drink while he's standing or walking. He have to sit down. Even urine. When a monk making pee, you have to sit down. This is not mindful. It's something like 2 actions at one time. Okay? The monk have to get far from the enjoyment of the 6 sense doors. Okay? Normally, some people, they like to see movie, they go to see movie, they listen to songs, or okay? So the monk, he should not do all these things. For example, television, too much computers, all this enjoyment, or follow the sense thought enjoyment, reading books, okay, music, movie, cellular phone, going to show, maybe go enjoying shopping or whatever, yeah, restaurant. He should not talk like too much with people, sitting and chatting with people, maybe somewhere, and enjoy the time together. Okay, spend the time. You should think about practicing. You should think about the precept, about learning. Okay, develop himself. He have to do the chanting every day. He have his own duty to develop himself, because why? He left home to achieve the real happiness, to try to struggle for nirvana. Okay, to purify this mind. Same things when he talking to people, he should not talk about politics, about economy, or whatever, adults, just chatting with people or argue. Even people not agree with you about some subject, you should not argue, you should not raise up the voice. When you are eating, you should not eat too much. You should consider how much you are eating. You should be mindful. When you're walking, you should not look at women. Yeah, even people come to give you food, you should not look at the woman, what she give you, or how she looks very beautiful. Follow the sense thought. When laughing, the monk should not laugh loudly, shouting, or talk loud, or laughing too much loud. You should be mindful about this behavior. And he should try to stick himself as much as possible. Sometimes people thinking to come to be monk is joyful. It's something, oh, you don't have to, all the problem of the world. Yeah, I have my colleague in the other monk, but no, the monks actually they are separate. They stay alone. They don't come to be together as a group of company or something like this, and talking and chatting to each other and fun all the day. They have to try to be alone. I'm not talking to some they go to the cave or jungle or whatever. Even if they stay in the monastery, every one of them stay alone. They try to practice more. Also, when they meet people and they have to talk to them, they should not come and pretend, I know I'm a monk, I'm very high level, or I'm important person and I have special knowledge, whatever. They just have to think about if they can teach the other people about the Eightfold Path, to give them the Dharma. This is their duty, but they should not come to show off with their robes and to think I'm a monk, I'm better than them, and they think that I'm something like Superman. Okay, because sometimes the people they're getting impression, they see the monk, they something like wow, they say wow, this is really should be very great person. So sometimes the ego of the monk can be very high, and when you sit with people, he take advantage on this kind of thinking of the people. And they respect them. So he think that if they respect me, they are a very important person. Okay, so he show off. No, he should come with simplicity. And his idea with the talk is how I just transfer the Eightfold Path for them to make it clear and understand. So this is the third one. Now we say altogether 10. Okay. The first five, they are not the same like the five that we did before, okay? But from the six till the 10, it's somehow similar to the other sutta. So now we're coming to the four. The monk have to think, do I have any fault, yeah, with my precept? Did I break any precept today? Did I break any precept today by thinking, speaking, and action? Did I follow any greed, anger, delusion in my behavior today? Okay. They have to learn the precept so they know how they should behave. Very, very important. That's why the monk in the very first 5 years, it's called Navaka. He have to stay nearby his teacher. Okay, so he's learning how to behave with the precept. He have 227 precepts. The bhikkhuni have 311. The monk have 227. The bhikkhuni have 311 precepts. They have to take care for this precept very well. So the monk all the time have to recollect about it. Okay, in which way? What is my condition in the mind? What is the volition that motivate me to act when I speak to this and this person, when I make this, when I whatever normal daily activity, in which way reason I make it. Okay. I was eating, I was too much greedy about this or not. So he have to think about himself with reflection about, oh, how do I behave? Okay, like I mentioned before, that the Buddha said that the Buddhism will drop down slowly, slowly because of the monk. He said to Ananda, the monk will be the cause for this, that the Buddhism will fall down when they will be negligent by their precept. And now we're coming to the fifth recollection. The fifth recollection is the monk have to think, how is my fellow, my friends in the Dharma, the other monk, if they found any fault, any wrong things in my behavior, if they come and they get close to me and they search about me, can they found anything? Because like I said, you see in the very beginning, the monkey is nearby his teacher. The teacher all the time look, pay attention to him, put eyes on him. He think, oh, how this new monk behave? And you have to all the time give him feedback about his behavior. But it's not only for new monks, it's also for elder monk, because that why the Buddha say there is the time of the pansa, of the rainy season, and this is 3 months. But after the 3 months of the rainy season, it's a time for 1 month, which called Pravarana. And in this month of the Pravarana, actually what is this? It's the monk asking his fellow, the other monks in the temple, what do you think about me? Did I have any fault? Did I make anything? Did I make something wrong? Did I break any precept? He asked permission or he asked, give permission to his friends to correct them about something that he have done wrongly. This is every year we are doing it. It's something it's called Pravarana. It's not only that, like even the abbot of the temple, the elders, very elders in the temple, they're also going to the other monk and they're asking. It means not when I'm very important monk, I don't have to ask other people, I don't have to get any feedback. Even the elders themselves, they are asking for feedback. And it's not only this, also the Buddha himself. The Buddha himself, he also came to the monk and he asked them, do you find any fault in me? What do you think? So Sariputta himself is saying nothing. There is nothing that we can blame you, nothing that we can judge you against and criticize to say that you make wrong. And what Sariputta make after this? He go to the Buddha by himself and he says, do you find any fault on me? Did I make something wrong? What do you think about my behavior? So you see that the monk actually is asking, he have duty to come to other monks and to ask them, what do you think about me, about the precept? Should I correct something? Should I change something? So this is the fifth one, that is the monk recollection. And now we're coming to the sixth recollection. Which means, say, I will change. I will not be too much in contact or connection to the things that I was connected before. I should separate from anything which is dear to me, that is attracted me. In the moment that the monk is coming to be monk, he have to be renunciate. He have to let go everything. All the good thing, whatever you have, money or whatever you have, things, yeah, connection between people. You have to let go even his own close family. If he will be attached, he will be suffer. Okay? You have to let go everything. Not to connect and say, oh, this is my son when I was before monk. Now I'm a monk still. I connect him. He's my son. So attachment is there, suffering is there. Oh, mama, papa, or whatever. He have his duty as a son. He have his duty as a whatever, say father or yeah. But he should not be in connection with the in the heart, okay? Because everything is anicca. You have to learn to let go. Also, his wealth. If you have any money before, whatever, you have to let go. By if you cannot let go with physically, you have to let go in the mind, mentally. Okay, and also in the health, his body, letting go everything, also his body. That's why when people they bless for birthday, oh, I wish you to be healthy, I wish you to live long life. It's not relevant to the monk. The monk, he don't care about it. He can care only about nirvana. So it doesn't matter if he's healthy or not healthy. He will keep the body as a tool for him, as a machine for him to go to develop in the holy life. But it's not mean that he consider I'm sick or I'm not sick or my body I'm beautiful or not beautiful or whatever. Okay, and also the position. Okay, for example, before someone was a doctor or professor or I don't know whatever his level in the social, yeah, teacher, great teacher or whatever. He's let go everything. Okay? His position also. Actually, this is all these things is part of what we call lokadhamma, gain and loss. We don't think about what we have, we don't have. So gain and loss is not relevant anymore. Okay. Also, embrace and insult. People will speak good to him. People will speak bad about him. He stay neutral. Okay. Also about healthy and sickness, his body. Like I said, he will try to maintain his body as a tool for him to overcome the suffering, but not because he's attached to it. And also with like a society, like to be with many friends, to be alone. He don't care. He go to the jungle to practice alone. He don't need anyone. The Buddha say, "Atta dipa viharata." It means be island for yourself. Be a refuge for yourself. Don't be dependent on anyone. Nobody can take you to nirvana, even the Buddha himself. So it doesn't matter what close friend you have or people, the colleague on the way. This is your way to walk. So try to be independent. Don't be attached to anyone and connect to anyone. So you be independent. You be free. You can fly. Okay. So because of this also, to remind the monk not to be negligent, because if we will be old, we will be sick or whatever. So it means that we have to practice as much as possible. The time is not that we have the time forever. It's not mean that tomorrow I will practice, tomorrow I will learn, tomorrow I will do this merit or whatever. No, we have to do it now, because like we said, nothing is for granted. The time will go away, so we have to develop ourselves and to keep the precept. We cannot do it tomorrow. Now we come to 7, recollection. I am the owner of my deeds. I am the heir of my deeds. I born from my deeds. Yeah. I connect to my deeds, and my life is dependent on my action. Okay. Everything that I will do for good and for bad, it will be my heir. Okay, this is what I take with me. Like I said before, I mentioned it before. This reminds us the idea of karma. Okay, you see, this is the same like the other sutta. They are similar. Okay, so this reminds us about the karma. And we should not, the monk also should not blame other people. Okay, and and he should only try to do good as much as he can and avoid doing bad. We take responsibility of our actions. Mhm. And actually, it's encouraged the monk to walk on the Eightfold Path, because nobody can do it for us. We are dependent on ourselves, so we have to develop as much. And the teacher cannot make merit for ourselves. And now we are coming to the number 8. Number 8, the monk have to recollect, how did I develop myself when the day changing, day and night, okay? But did I make anything today? Did I develop myself today? Did I build myself any things today? So the monk have to, did I keep the precept today or not? Okay. Did I learn something today? So the monk have to all the time to think about it. So it's give him encourage to develop, not to stay, to say, okay, I will wait for tomorrow. Yeah, it's give him courage to develop himself and to keep the precept and not to waste his life, not to waste the time. To say, okay, even if we don't go backward because we make something bad, but if we sleep all the day, because the monk don't actually is not working too much. So he can, nobody looking at them, what he's doing. So he can just rest all the day. Okay? But the monk have to think about it. Did I waste my time today or not? So it's encourage him to go on to develop himself in the Eightfold Path. To do good, not to do bad, okay, and to develop himself in the Dharma, in the practice as much as he can. And then number 9. Number 9, the monk have to think, is there is any place, dwelling place that I want to go to be there, that I'm missing him, that I wish to go there. But it's not only about if there is any cave or any jungle or any forest that I want to go. Of course, this is also, but it's not only this. It's talking about really I want to wish to go now to do a retreat. Do I have the feeling now to develop myself and to go to practice intensive? Or I just feel comfortable what I'm doing now every day or whatever. Yeah, chatting every day, eating good food every day, or whatever. Or do I really want to put myself in the retreat and to practice intensive? Yeah. So anytime that the monk have opportunity, he should not waste his time. He should go to a retreat. And then we come to number 10, recollection number 10. Did I reach any supernormal power or any level of meditation with the knowledge and vision that if someone will ask me when I die, did you achieve anything? I will not feel shy inside myself. And what is encouraging the man to see to reach to the highest goal, to nirvana, makapala and nirvana. And it's not only talking about samatha, power of concentrations or whatever like this. It's also talking about purification of the mind. If not enlightened, so at least the monk tried to, because he left home, he already left everything. He gives to himself all the facility for what? To at least to reach in this life Sotapan, to get close to it. So the monk all the time have to say, did I reach it? Did I reach it or I should struggle more? Did I reach it and struggle more? You know, in the time of the Buddha, there is different stories. The people, one man, he go and even break the leg. He say, give me one more night because people come to kill him. Okay? When the people come to kill him, he just say, I'm not going to run away. I will stay here. So he say, how can we know that you don't run away? So he take a stone, he break his own leg. Something like it. He say, I will try to do, even I have only one night, I will try to get into enlightenment. And then he reached to enlightenment. Okay, so in the morning when they came to kill him, already he was enlightened. So it doesn't matter, he get out from the suffering anyway. So the monk have to think all the time, I came to be monk, should I achieve something or I have still work to do? So he will not be negligent, he will not be lazy. Yeah? He have the motivation to work on himself. So this is actually the 10 things that the monk have to recollect about. So you see some of them, they are same like the Sutta of the 5. But in these 10, the 5 of them, they are not relevant to the lay people. But the Sutta with the 5, it's also relevant to the lay people. So also lay people can recollect it. So it gives them the motivation to struggle to get out from suffering. It's not for granted that we will live forever. So we have to try to follow the Eightfold Path, to do good as much as we can. Anytime you go, you see beggars on the street, don't think too much, just give them. Okay? Try to keep the precept as much as you can and try to use mindfulness, whatever you do, for foundation and time. Anyone have a question? Please, anyone want to know something or to ask something? If it's connected to this sutta or to other things. Good. So if everything is clear, we can pay respect one more time to the Buddha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Bhutan Bhagavantan Abhivate Sawakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhamman Namasam Supatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho Sanghan Namam. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Welcome. Welcome. Good night.
Dhammatalk.
תודה רבה.
Satu, satu, satu.
Satu.
Happy birthday.
Long life in Buddha Sasana. May you reach Nirvana soon.
Sorry, again. What do you say?
Long life in the Buddha Sasana. May you reach Nirvana soon.
And happy birthday. Thank you very much. Satu, satu. To all of you too. I wish you all find the reason to continue to walk on the Dharma till Makapala and
Thank you.
Welcome. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.